Good evening. My name is Mohamed Aliu. I'm a student of Iconic University, postgraduate student of Iconic University. I need to make a presentation on architectural decomposition, structural planning, and risk mitigation for MIT 822 course type 2 computer programming. This is a professional presentation driven from the postgraduate term paper on planning and designing substantial programming projects, June 2026. Core argument: large programming projects succeed when complexity is translated into visible, measurable, and governed work. Successive delivery requires the integration of our discipline, decomposition, planning, and risk control and human alignment. Break down complexity. Use architecture and web WBS to separate module, responsibility, dependency, and deliverables. Plan with evidence. Set SMART objective, milestone, schedules, resources, and traceable acceptance criteria. And the third thing I want to talk about is managing uncertainty. It is proper when designing a software to be able to maintain active risk register for technical, schedule, organization, and human risk. Now we talk about align people. Establish communication code review within the team collaborators. Why structure planning matters? Structure planning matters. Modern systems involve many moving parts, distributed teams, cloud infrastructure, changing requirements, and continuous delivery. Now the challenge: vague requirements. Some requirements are unclear. Unclear scope lead to rework, delays, and stakeholders dissatisfaction. And all of these vague requirements due to dissatisfaction and delay of this work will not be able to meet up with deliverables. And the hidden dependencies. There are some certain hidden dependencies that cannot be curtailed when is no most of the challenge we are facing. Integration issue emerging late. When modules are not clearly separated, then weak communication. It is good for us to be able to communicate with each other whenever we are designing a project or planning a project. Now, misalignment between teams creates fragmented architecture and duplicated effort. Now, planning responses, requirement and scope, define value and constraint, architecture and work breakdown structure, which is WBS, creates modules and tasks. Objective and milestone, set measurable targets. Risk register, track mitigation action. Execution review, inspect, test, and improve. Now, planning turns into uncertainty into decisions. Planning turns uncertainty into decision. And these papers, as central position is that robust programming projects depend on modularity, breaking down projects into smaller parts so that the goal will be achieved, measurable goals, achieve risk control, and coordinated human effort. Now let's talk about project decomposition and work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structures make large software programs manageable, measurable, and accountable. Manageability: reduce cognitive load by converting large objectives into smaller deliverables. Estimation: improve effort, cost, and schedule. Estimated by clarifying the work involved. The next I'm going to talk about is accountability. Assign ownership across modules, tasks, and milestones for taking accountability. Parallel work enables teams to build, test, and integrate concurrently or simultaneously. Now, monitoring supports tracking, control, and early detection of slippage. Work down process logic and a little diagram to represent a larger program project. Module A, Module B, Module C, Module D. Requirement, design, build, and test. That will be for Module A. The Module B will requirement, design, build, and test. And the Module C will now be work requirement, design, build, and test. And the outcome focuses on term-clear dependencies and measurable delivery control. Example of work breakdown structure. Take a look at the university management system. A substantial system becomes actionable when decomposed into modules and implementation tasks. University management system, student registration, course management, examination, financial services, and reporting. When we're talking about student registration, you need to register, fill all the necessary fees, fill all your courses, then administration, profile enrollment record will be properly captured and submitted properly to the database. Course management, lectures, timetable, content, examination, question banks, result, grading, then financial services, payment, fees, receipt, reconciliation, reporting analytics, dashboard, key performance indicators, export, and other important aspects of the university management system. Structure planning, SMART objective plus OKRs, clear goal, done technical work into measurable progress and accountable delivery. From verbal intent to measurable target. 4 objective, improve application performance. SMART objective, reduce average application programming interval response time from 450 meter per second to below 150 meter per second within 3 development sprint, while maintaining 99.9% uptime. OKRs, extend SMART goals by linking technical execution to wider strategic outcomes, such as user experience and reliability. Risk assessment and investigation. Risk assessment, risk management is continuous. Identify uncertainty, assign owners, reduce impact, and review progress. Let's discuss about 4 risk domains. We have the technical, we have the schedule, we have organization and human 4 risk factor domain. Now we'll talk about the technical, we're talking about the integration failure, security weakness, scalability. And when we're talking about schedule, we're talking about poor estimation, dependency delay, resources gaps. Organization, budget constraint, stakeholder conflict, leadership turnover. And we'll talk about human risk domain, communication breakdown, skill shortage, and team turnover. The risk register operating cycle, the diagram is shown below. We have identity, we have escalate, we have accesses, we have monitor, we have assign. Comparing structuring approaches. There are different types of structuring approaches, which like waterfall, agile, hybrid method, offer different balances between certainty, flexibility, and governance. And the waterfall, we talk about stable, regulated environment, agile, dynamic requirements, and fast feedback. The hybrid, large enterprise project needing bold governance and iterations. So each of it has its own strength and has their own limitation. Now, in terms of the waterfall, we have the predictable milestones, strong documentation, clear compliance track. Limitation, limited flexibility, late feedback, high cost of change. The strengths, adaptability, incremental delivery, stakeholder feedback for agile structuring approach. Scope, In terms of the limitation now of the agile, we talk about scope, expansion risk, documentation gap, possible technical depth. And in terms of the hybrid, best fit large enterprise project needing board governance and iteration. What will be the strength of the hybrid is upfront architecture, iterative execution, balance control. Limitation require nature coordination and can become process heavy. Case study, enterprise e-commerce platform. This paper will demonstrate a case study of enterprise commerce platform. The paper demonstrates how decomposition, planning, and risk mitigation apply to high-scale digital platform. The diagram. You can see the diagram here. We have analytical service, we have user management, we have order management, we have product catalog, we have shopping cart, and we have payment processing. Risk address, payment gateway failure, cybersecurity breaches, infrastructure outage, and peak traffic bottlenecks. These are some of the e-commerce outline in terms of its case study. Now, execution control and quality gate. Planning must be what? Reinforced through delivery control, automated and milestone review. A plan, we have work plan structure, objective, risk, and register. We'll talk about the build, we'll talk about modular coding, code review, branch strategy, test, automated test, security checks, performance test, release, CI/CD pipeline, rollback plan, deployment checklist. Then learn, retrospective metrics review, reinforcing backlog. Core principle. Each milestone should have a clear criteria, exit criteria, test evidence, and accountable. Human factors and team alignment. Human factor and team alignment. And the human factor, so technical debt management. Common debt signs. We'll talk about tangled code structure, insufficient documentation, inadequate test coverage, temporary fees becoming permanent, stability control. We have refactoring schedule, we have architectural review, we have quality metrics and debt register. Best strategy layout. Use work down break structure. Break the project into deliverables, modules, and tasks. Maintain risk register. Keep risk active through the full delivery cycle. Choose fit for purpose method. Use waterfall, agile, or hybrid based on context. Budget technical depth. Reserve effort for reinforcing and design improvement. Set smart goals. Define measurable success. Critics and deadline. Automate quality. Adopt testing. C/ID and performance monitoring. Strength documentation. Use review, stand-up documentation, and ownership. Reviews architecture regularly. Inspect boundaries, integrations, and scalability. And these are the selected reference for my work. Thank you very much for listening.